This is one of the most well-known archaeological sites in all of Jordan, Petra. Admired for its massive architecture and ingenious complex of dams and aqueducts, it was built over 2,000 years ago by an industrious Arab people, the Nabateans. This site is evidence that they were one of the most impressive early civilizations in the area. They were a nomadic people who began to settle in Petra around the 4th century BC. It seems the Nabateans' arrival to Petra was unplanned, and the area had long been inhabited by other peoples, but most of what remains today was built by the Nabateans. In fact, a few hundred years after settling here, Petra became the capital of the Nabatean kingdom, a huge city encompassing around 10 square kilometers. Here in southern Jordan, these sandstone cliffs are peaceful, beautiful, and quiet. But this landscape alone is not the reason people travel from all over the world to visit here each year. Thousands of years ago, the smooth sandstone was carved into this massive, intricate facade behind me. But this isn't the only carving in this canyon. It's filled with them. People lived in these caves making crafts and trading with people traveling from all neighboring continents. This was once a lively spot, but the prehistoric city of Petra was lost to the Western world of hundreds of years. But why? Before becoming part of the Roman Empire, the Nabateans controlled most of the Middle East. The city of Petra was built as their capital and trading center in 400 BC. Surrounded by tall cliffs and accessible by only a narrow canyon, this land gave a natural advantage to whoever controlled it. It was easy to defend and ensured a steady income. This is where the Nabateans would charge a tax on all the travelers and traders that had to pass through Petra. That's why this is known as the Treasury. With soldiers dotting the tops of these cliffs as you walk through, it would certainly be hard to say no to that request. The Nabateans grew in wealth and power throughout the region, and a huge reason for that was their control of this land that I'm standing on. When the Romans took over though, the trade passing through this site started to fade, with sea trade over the Mediterranean becoming more important than land routes through the Middle East. By the time of the Byzantine Empire, Petra was essentially forgotten about to the Western world. But we are here now, so obviously it wasn't lost forever. This is Johan Lodwick Burkhart, a Swiss explorer, disguised as an Arab traveler while traveling throughout the Middle East and Africa in search of the source of the river Niger. Burkhart arrives in Jordan, where he learned of an ancient city hidden in a narrow mountain valley nearby. Asking for more information, he heard a local legend which claimed that the tomb of Aaron, the brother of Moses, was located at this ancient site. In order to see the ruins, Burkhart paid a local guide to take him, under the guise that he wanted to sacrifice a goat to Aaron. Burkhart, the guide, and the goat entered the narrow canyon and emerged to see the magnificent ruins of the Treasury. Burkhart secretly wrote everything down in his journal and later shared his discovery when he returned to London, and that's how the Western world learned of Petra. And now, thanks to Burkhart's rediscovery of Petra, visitors can visit this amazing site and also stand in awe at the impressive remains of the ancient city. The entrance to the site is right here, and if you follow along this path, one of the first sites you'll see is the Siq, or the narrow canyon, and the Treasury. But don't make the mistake of stopping here. Just look at how many sites are beyond this. You're just getting started. To get the full experience of Petra, you will want to dedicate a lot of time inside the site. The visitor center is right here at the entrance, in the town of Wadi Musa. You can buy your ticket here, but if you get the Jordan Pass, that will be your ticket. This is where you can also pick up this map we're looking at. The path you walk along is flat and lined with vertical sandstone walls. This is called the Siq. As you walk down this, you'll quickly begin to see some ruins. In fact, these channels cut into the wall made a part of their ingenious network of flowing water. So as you can see, the Nabateans carved this so the water can go down. And here we can see two carvings. One represents people who come to trade goods. They would come from all continents. And this one represents the camel, which was used to transfer people in and out from the Petra. After walking 2 kilometers along the Siq, the rock walls open and reveal the beautiful facade of the Treasury. There are a few different routes you can take through the rest of the canyon, Most visitors aim at least to get to this point, but most of the site lies beyond this. The theatre, the royal tombs, the Great Temple, the colonnaded street, Qasr al-Bint, Byzantine church. About 2.5 miles from the entrance is the furthest side, the monastery. This is equally as stunning as the Treasury and has great views of the surrounding area. If you want to see these sights but are nervous about the walk, you can also hire a horse-drawn carriage to take you from the entrance to the Cirque. You can also hire a donkey or camel to take you throughout the site. For tourists who are elderly or have special needs, the visitor center can issue a special permit for an extra fee so the carriages can take you to the main sites. If you're interested in seeing the unique experience of seeing the ancient city at night, where the Cirque and Treasury are illuminated by candlelight, you will have to pay an additional fee. If you're using a Jordan Pass, however, the night entrance is already included in your Petra ticket. If you plan to attend the night tour of Petra, I highly recommend you plan a day visit as well. While we could spend much more time exploring Petra, we'll leave you to discover some secrets for yourself. And top tip, I highly recommend staying overnight in the nearby town of Wadi Musa and arriving at Petra just after sunrise when the site first opens each day. The morning light will slowly light up the canyons and you'll beat the crowds and heat. Also, be sure to plan ahead for the intense weather. In the warmer months, come prepared for intense heat, wearing a proper attire and pack plenty of sunscreen. The site gets a lot of direct sunlight throughout the day, and it can get quite hot. If you plan a night visit or to be there in the early morning, be mindful that temperatures can drop significantly, even in the warmer months when the sun goes down, so a sweater or a jacket will be needed to stay comfortable. Note that Petra's entrance is also its main exit, so you'll likely have to hike a long distance throughout your day here. If traveling with a hired driver, you can arrange your driver to pick you up at the next gate beyond the monastery. Otherwise, you'll have to walk back through the canyons to exit the site.
This is just one video in a series that make up our Jordan travel guide, and you can find that whole thing for free at brighttrip.com, which I'll link in the description below. See you there.